Today has been a wonderful day. The weather has been fantastic along the entire route, and all in all, it's just been a great start on my trip north. The most frustrating and actually kind of interesting part of the trip was along the first hour and a half after I left McAllen. When I-2 ended, US 83 became a four-lane road. Which is fine, except that it was much heavier populated than I would have thought. Interestingly, the homes and businesses, with some exceptions of course, were on top of the road. I mean, literally feet away from the road. And what made it so frustrating is that the speed limit was 30 miles an hour. I'm driving this at 7 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and it was a nightmare trying to keep close to 30. And it was definitely required because every little town had their police officers out on the highway, as well as quite a few state troopers were along the way. In fact, I counted 24 state troopers between the end of I-2 and Roma, which is, like I said, about an hour later. After that, the country opened up, and I started noticing the differences in the flora and the fauna. Speaking of the fauna, I saw a roadrunner, which I've not seen in years. As I left the populated area, the vegetation was primarily mesquite and cactus. But unlike the mesquite I'm used to up here in northern Texas, these were more like shrubs. You could look over them for vast distances, but it was thick, so it looked just like a field of green, but it's these bushes. In between the mesquite, there were plenty of cactuses. Quite a few of the cactus were blooming, which is not something you see often, and I did find one to stop and get photos of later in the day. As the day progressed, the mesquite got a little bit taller, but it wasn't until I got into the hill country that the mesquite started getting taller, and there was live oaks as well as everybody's favorite, cedar. The roads were in good condition. There was only a couple of small sections of construction. It is definitely different going from spending so much time on the interstate to driving on these little 2 or 4 lane roads. Thanks to Texas's liberal approach to speed limits, most of the way was 75 miles an hour. But that's interesting when you have Mr. Rancher and his pickup truck towing a trailer and doing 40. And, well, actually, the 40 is not bad. You can get around them pretty easy. It was the folks doing 60-something that you had to really worry about getting around on. Luckily, there were passing lanes fairly often. I will say driving in the hill country was absolutely a blast. That's some of the funnest driving I've done in years. I've never been in that part of the hill country, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness. I definitely want to go spend some time on some of those rivers. I kept seeing the signs for all the camps. The traffic was fairly light, and I made good time. I got an earlier start than what I thought I would and made good time, so I actually ended up going to Abilene for the night. So tomorrow's going to be a shorter day. But that's it.